not the most collectible wrestler.
But it's a great the hair, the mullet that they've made for him. Yeah. It's a great mold. It's by far my favourite of this line.
Yeah.
The Weasel, oh, Jesus, I think it's a bit of a pegworm, all right?
Look, the Weasel's actually better when he's out of the Weasel suit and he's got his wrestling attire on underneath.
Yeah.
So the Weasel suit, it's just he doesn't even stand up properly. It's more annoying.
No. Yeah. And Razor Ramon, just I don't know. Once they released the defining moments for me in the purple, that was it. They're all the same, just different paint jobs. So for me, it was a pass.
I really like this Razor Ramon. I think the vest is cool. The blue pops really well with the figure. They've got the front little cowlick hair that's spot on. And it's probably the first figure that's of the sort of new generation of figures where they've really got the head sculpt absolutely spot on. So I really like this one.
Yeah. Cool. And Sting. Look, I don't... it's only a picture, so we never saw the real thing, but I don't like it. I think it's very average.
I don't like it. It looks cartoony, doesn't it?
It does. The hair doesn't look good.
He looks like a bad mime.
Yeah. It doesn't look good. Have you seen the new Batman?
No.
Great movie.
Yeah?
Great movie. But he looks like Batman when he's outside of the Batman. Only thing I'll say is I don't know if they chose the right actor for the Batman, but he was good.
So not Val Kilmer anymore?
No, not Christian Bale either. I think Christian Bale's been the best one thus far, but this one's a bit more, how can I say it, a bit more gothic, a bit more emotionally scarred, if that makes sense.
Oh. My wife actually, she said, for your birthday, do you want to go and see a movie? And I was like, what's on? Looked at it. It was like Batman or Sonic. I said, let's go see Sonic.
Yeah. Oh, Batman goes for 3 hours, so don't take your kids.
No,
don't take your kids.
That'd drive me nuts.
Well, that wraps up Fig Preview and Review. And mate, we have got actually we're going to hear another word from our major sponsor.
Coming towards the ring,
Mattel, Jax, Hasbro, LJN, Remco, Super 7. Are you looking for a store that stacks all the latest and greatest wrestling figures? Then look no further because Go Figure Collectibles has everything you're looking for. Jeff and the team at Go Figure Collectibles are always filling the shelves with the latest releases and buying up old cherished collections to fulfill any vintage collection needs. Visit them online at gofigurecollectibles.com.au, or if you're in the Melbourne area, go check out their store at 104 Bakers Road, Coburg, North Victoria. And introduce yourself to Jeff and the team. Plus, Wrestling with Figure podcast listeners can use the code FDU5 to save 5% off your next purchase store-wide. That's Go Figure Collectibles.
Now, this week, thanks to Go Figure Collectibles, the monthly giveaway will be take your pick from any of the figures that are a part of the Elite Series 88. Now, we've got a photo that Chris will share in a second. So we've got Rey Mysterio, MVP, Matt Riddell, Trish Stratus, and the fifth one, I don't know who that is, Chris. Do you know?
Is it someone Kushida?
Looks like Marty McFly from Back to the Future with that attire.
Biff.
It does. Thank you, Jeff. And it's funny, the questions we get when there's a monthly giveaway on the line, they come flying in, mate. We've got some good ones, buddy.
Yep. Ready when you are.
Alrighty, this one's from Michael P. Addison. What figure or other collectible are you both looking forward to getting? Or what is that one figure you just can't seem to find to complete a collection? Oh, do you mind if I go first with this one?
I know what yours is going to be, but go for it. Gorilla Monsoon.
No. I'll start from the bottom up. So what's one piece I can't find? And that is actually, you know what? I can find them. I just no one wants to sell. which is a Series 4 Hasbro drawing, not figure, but it's figure related. And what figure or other collectible are you looking forward to getting? I am looking forward to getting... I'd love to get a Hasbro painted 2-up.
Opening a big can of worms there, James.
I am, mate. I am.
I'm finished. I'm done. That's my last piece. Now I'm going to buy 2-up.
Hashtag the hunt never ends, mate.
For me, the figure I'm looking forward to getting is my retros. I'm really looking forward to those coming in. As a lover of the retro line, I'm really just looking forward to seeing how they feel in hand, if they're exactly the same as the other ones that were released a few years ago. One piece I'm looking for that I haven't quite had a chance to find yet. I think most things are findable. It's just whether or not you want to pay the top premiums for them. I'd love to be a bit more invested into some of the AEW chasers and just put them away and hold on to them for a few years and see what they do. But they just seem to be completely screwy that all the stock seems to go to the US, and then people just mark them up straight away to a point where there's no value in them. So, just see what's out there. I don't have anything on the radar at the moment that I'm really trying to bring to the collection, so I'm pretty content with what I've got.
Cool. Good place to be. Now, this one is from Mick Budniak. Hypothetically, however, I think this could be closer to the truth in the near future. If Mattel lost the contract for the WWE figures, which company would you like to see pick up the brand, and what direction would you like to see them take their new range of figures? I personally would like to see Hasbro regain the WWE contract. For me, I reckon NECA. NECA.
I was going to say the same thing. Go NECA and then look at doing a full Legends line.
Yeah, I think, they've got to do the Legends line, but I suppose you could put, what do you call them, managers and etc. But even McFarlane could be another toy line you could use.
One of the hard things with the producing figures of people who haven't had figures and Legends is that the licensing is just a real bitch. If they're not working with the with the WWE to try and license all people individually, it's just not profitable for anyone. So, you wonder why there's been no Dino Bravo figure. Well, why would you pay a fortune to his family or to his estate to license his figure for somebody who may not sell hugely?
How can someone like Mattel or Jax can't afford it, but Zombie Sailor can?
Probably because Zombie goes to them and says, "Hey, I'm a small-time dealer. I don't have the money to pay." He offers a cut of every sale. So he said, "Look, I'll give you 5%, 10% of every figure sold, but I can't afford to pay you a licensing fee. But we'll make it look really good, and it will be exclusive, and you don't have any lock-in. So, if you have a Legends contract, you're locked into the WWE. You can't go anywhere else. Whereas if you're with Zombie, maybe he just says, well, for this one figure, you're locked in. And then after that, if you choose to go somewhere else, you can make more money somewhere else."
Right. It does feel like Mattel could possibly lose the contract, right? I don't know why, but it just
maybe from us down in Australia, but I don't think around the world. Like, the distribution's pretty shit, but they seem to be producing some pretty good quality figures.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, next one is from Ash Jensen. What got you into collecting, and who is your top 5 pro wrestlers of all time? Good question.
What got me into collecting was probably, I've said it before, I had testicular cancer in 2015 or 2016, and then my parents decided to move down south to retire, so they cleared out all my old stuff, and when I went through all my old toys, I just brought back those good feels. I was going through a fair bit with the emotions of going through a pretty shock diagnosis. So I just thought, oh, shit, there's something I can do with my time. I can get back into collecting. And probably even before that, I still never gave it up. I just used to pick up stuff here and there and put it away. And then, if I saw people selling stuff at flea markets, whatever else, I'd always pick it up and take it home and clean it up and put it in with my stuff. But it was that when I received all the old stuff I had as a kid back from my parents, that was where it really kicked off again. Top 5 wrestlers of all time for me. It's hard to just pigeonhole 5. Ric Flair, probably. As much as I don't want to say it, Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan, Warrior, and Macho.
Yeah.
And maybe Stone Cold is number 6.
Yeah, good choices. What got me into collecting? I think probably my mum. My mum was a bit of not a hoarder, but she was right into my toy purchases back in the day. But I remember I never used to play with my toys. I'd always have them on display. And you know what inspired me? That WrestleMania, I shared it in the Facebook group just recently, that the WrestleMania was like a segment where they went into the store or the backstage store and they had those Hasbros in that glass case. That has always just inspired me to go, right, I want to have that set up like that. So, but I think collecting in terms of, because if it's not wrestling figures, I've got Jordans, I've got basketball cards, there's all sorts of things I collect.
I remember you used to look at the wrestling magazines and they'd have all the series in the magazines and like ones that would never have even come out here. And I'd look at them and go, where are these figures? How do I get them? But I'd go through and I'd circle all the ones I had so I would know which ones I had to find.
Yeah.
And but you just never found them.
So if we were having a beer with American collectors or even UK collectors, I would assume, they would have no idea what that would feel like.
Nah.
You know what I mean? They just had them. No. Toys R Us. They would just be wall to wall.
Those smarmy Americans, the smug Americans, who say things like, "We just went to KB Toys and we got 3 for $5 or whatever it was." You're like, you got no idea what we went through.
Yeah. KB, that's what my dad used to drink. That's about it. Yeah. But top 5 wrestlers for me, yeah. Look, Bret, Warrior, Hogan. I'm going to say Jake the Snake. I think Jake the Snake, again, as I'm getting older, really, really respected his ring smarts.
Yeah.
And Bill Goldberg. I love Bill Goldberg.
Oh,
he was awesome. He was awesome.
How can you not have Ric Flair in that list?
No, I don't. No. But Bill Goldberg.
Who? Did Akeem either?
Akeem? No. The old. Oh, next question. That was a good question. Steve Milmans. Happy birthday a couple of days ago, Chris. Happy 52nd birthday, he says.
Oh.
He didn't say that. Speaking of birthdays, when you both were kids, what was your all-time personal favorite birthday figure you got as a kid? Oh, I know this one.
I don't actually remember ever getting figures as a kid for my birthday.
Yeah, right.
I remember getting a few at Christmas, and I remember I got my blue Hasbro ring as a Christmas present one year. So I'll just go with my favorite gift of all time was my original Nintendo Entertainment System, which would have been about Christmas or about 89, I reckon, 89 or 90. And I remember I woke up super early, ran to the tree to see if Santa had been, saw that he had, and then thought, I want to know if that's the NES or not that I've been wanting for the whole year. So I tore a little tiny corner off the paper, and then I could see the writing underneath. And then I stuck it back down and went back to bed. And
yes.
I was just like, yes, finally. And my mum never knew that I snuck in early. So,
wow. Sorry, Mum, if you're listening.
Stiff shit, Mum.
I remember 1991 was my 11th birthday, and I got the blue wrestling ring from my mum and dad, and I think it was, who was it? Pretty sure I got the blue wrestling ring and Dusty Rhodes from my parents, and my grandmother brought over Andre the Giant, Rick Rude, and someone else from Series 1. Might have been Macho Man. Oh, no, $1 Million Man. But that was a solid birthday. That was really good.
Do you know, I can remember as a kid trading figures with another kid.
Oh, really?
I remember I had Demolition, and I traded them for a Series 1 Macho and the Bushwhackers.
Wow. You know, have I ever told you the story how I purchased my Series 2 tag teams?
No.
which I still have in my collection today. So I had a bucket full of Star Wars figures.